Hello everyone, welcome to class. In this cybersecurity analyst course series, we'll be taking a look at Linux command line. We'll be learning how to use the command line from the very beginning and get ourselves familiar with the Linux Cloud Shell. So, what I advise is learn by doing. Start off with me and let's do this together. The best way to learn anything that has to do with scripting, coding, is to actually learn by doing. Don't just watch. Open up your laptop. Do it exactly how I'm doing it. That's the way to catch up. To start up, just go to Google Cloud Shell. I'll also leave the link in the description. That is, you can either search Cloud Shell, Google Cloud Shell, then log in to the Cloud Shell editor. Or basically just go to shell.cloud.google.com. So you can easily follow along with me. Once you start, you should see something like this. Let me increase it a little bit. See something like this. Welcome to Cloud Shell. Type F to get started, and you can view your project by running Gcloud project list. All of that. So I just want to show us a very basic way of scripting on Google Cloud Shell. So there's nothing difficult there. Just know it is very easy. But I want you to get ready so we can start together. Let's start off. So the first thing we'll do is starting from the beginning, learning the echo command. So the echo command is to print out things on the screen. So I go with the word ECHO. That's echo. Then I'm echoing Djtconcept. Djtconcept. Then I put my hyphen. So you press enter. You have the output here, Djtconcept. So try your own too, then you should have the same output. One thing to remember is Linux is case sensitive. So if you use instead of using small letters, if we use capital letter, it's going to be a different story entirely. And if we use one capital, one small, to be a different case entirely. So be careful of the echo. Make sure you put your quotation marks, and then it's going to give you the right result. The next thing I want to learn is ID. I just type ID and press enter. So ID, don't worry too much about the numbers for now. Just, worry about what they mean. So the first thing here is UID is 1000. That is DJT Digital Skills. This is our username. Then GID is your primary group ID. The first one is your user ID. UID stands for user ID. So you can write that down, user ID. Then the second one stands for your group ID, GID. Then the groups, all of the groups you're a member of, that is what you have here. You also have the admin, you're part of admin, you're part of Sudo. We'll talk more about Sudo and Docker later, but in this class, we'll talk more about Sudo as we move along. The next one we'll look at now is ID root. So just type ID, leave a space, then type root. So one thing is, anytime you write a Linux command, for example, ID, always learn to leave a space before you write the next argument or the next thing. When you write a Linux command, leave a space. So I've written ID, leave a space, then write root. What does this mean? The root is a super user, like the administrator of the system. So it means that UID is at 0 root, GID root 0, groups root 0. So it means that I'm not like the super administrator of this. Remember, this is a virtual machine that Google is providing for us. So Google is the owner of this virtual machine. So if I decide to actually get my own virtual machine, or I'm using it on my own system, remember, we're not doing this on our own system, we're doing it on a virtual system, means like a virtual representation of a physical system. So we've talked about virtualization. You can still go back to the video to look at virtualization so you can basically understand what we're talking about more. The next thing we'll talk about is sudo apps. Sudo. So you use the word sudo, sudo, then apt, then leave space update. So sudo is a super user. Like I said, super user do. That's not sudo. Sudo is super user do. So sudo is the administrator. So what happens here is you are giving temporal administrator privileges through sudo, so I can be able to install applications on Linux. Remember in the last class we discussed how to, former class we discussed how to install software on Linux. You don't do it the way you do your Windows softwares. This is different. Use the command line interface to do it. So we said you need to have administrative rights. So sudo gives you that administrative privileges temporarily at least. Then apt is a package manager. We've talked about that. You can still go back to the video to watch it. Then update. So once you do this and you press enter, what it does is to make sure it updates all. Yes, you can see that it's updating all of the packages there. You can read through Google package, CLI, GitHub, download Docker, Postgres, SQL, Ubuntu, secure, all of that. Then 31 packages have been upgraded. So you can see that you say I can run app list upgradable to see all the packages that have been upgraded. So this is one way to quickly just update your system, your Linux. Now another thing here is to install. Before you install, it's always good to make sure you have them updated. So now we can do install. Sudo apt is the package manager. Install. So install, one more L. Okay, install. Then what I want to install, in the last class we installed Suricata, we also installed Nmap, we also installed TCP dump. So let's say I'm installing Nmap. I type Nmap. It has installed it. Then it's asking you if you want to continue. Press yes, press Y. It has installed it this way. Okay, we can see that Nmap is already installed. So that is how to install, and that is basic things on how to work. Then to uninstall, all you need to do is use the word remove, sudo, leave a space, because that's the command, remove. Then what am I removing? Nmap. Press enter. We'll observe the error that is here. I wrote sudo remove Nmap. Who observed the error? Yes, I want you to observe it yourself. So what should be there? Should be sudo apt remove Nmap. Then type yes. Okay, so we can observe that now. If you want to remove an application, sudo, then you must put your apt, that's the package manager, then remove Nmap. I think we are done with that. So I want to clear this so we can start from the beginning. So to clear, just write clear, C-L-E-A-R, C-L-E-A-R, clear. It clears this. That's good. Understanding our working environment is the next thing we'll talk about now. When understanding our working environment, the first thing is to navigate a file system. How do we navigate file system? The first thing we learn is what they call PWD, which means present working directory. Press enter. So present working directory here, it displays your current location on the system. So it's very crucial for finding yourself on a Linux structure. So you need to, Linux file structure, you need to find yourself with the present working directory. So sometimes you're going for, use the PWD to know what your current working directory is. So from here you can see it is home and my email username Djtconcept. Another thing you can do is to use the word echo as print out. Then I'm using this command shift and this. Look for it on your keyboard. It should be the first on your keyboard under escape. That, and press enter. So this one means, it's taking you to the home directory. So you want to go to the home directory, you can just echo that symbol to take you to the home directory. Next we'll talk about is list all the files and directories that in your current working directory. So you have ls. ls is to list all of the files that are currently in this your directory you're working in. So just write ls and press enter. So these are all of the files I have. These are the ones I've created before. HTTP server and directory. I've created all these files before. So these are the files I have in my working directory. Another one is list ls space, then shift and this. Yes, to go up, to go to the home directory. Still basically almost the same thing. So this command lists the content of your home directory, which may be different or maybe the same as your working directory. For me, it's the same. So understanding file structure is very important and how you can navigate from one file to another file. To be able to move up one level on your parent directory, what you can do is use the word cd, leave a space, then type 2.12 and press enter. This one goes up. So you're like going up, going to the directory above. So what happens here is you can see it's starting with home. Here the directory is home/Djtconcept. So it left this and went up to home. So if you want to go up the directory, you're in the current directory, you want to go to the one before it, like the parent, the one above it, just like we have here. This is home/digital skills. You want to go up, this cd and leave a space dot can help us. So cd is to move to change the directory. Then if you want to return to the home, you can still say cd, leave a space, then shift and this, press enter. So it has taken us to the home itself. So where are we? Use present working directly to see where we are and press enter. You're back at home/digital skills. So this is what you practice. You need to keep practicing it to be able to understand it better. The next thing we'll look at here is how to create a file. Yes, how to create a file. and we'll just create one file before we end the class today. So to create a file, you can use the word touch, 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 that's touch command, file, maybe I name some file1.txt. So when I press touch, that's created the file. And observe something. If it is correct, it will not respond with anything sometimes. It is just, as long as you don't say you should echo it. If it is correct, like if it has saved this one now, it has saved this, it is correct. That's why it didn't respond. But if something is wrong, it will respond with the wrong command. So don't be bothered the fact that you didn't see anything. This one means that it is correct. I saved this file here. Okay. So if I list this, I've listed this. I can see that I have this one as a file, file1.txt. I have this output. I have this. Remember when I listed above, I have this, and this. But now it has added this file1.txt because I also saved this file1.txt. That is how it works. Then this is the last one we'll do today. I'll say echo. Let me echo hello Linux. Hello Linux. Close it. They use the greater than sign. Then I use file2.txt. So what this will do is echo is a command. Let me press enter. It's correct, so it didn't bring out an error. Echo is a command that print out text. So what I'm saying is, and this greater than symbol is to redirect the output of the echo into a file called file2.txt. So what happened is, I've said echo out the word hello Linux, but directs that word into the file called file2.txt. So inside file2.txt now, we have the word hello Linux. So that's very simple. So what happens now is, if the file does not even exist, it will, if there's something there, it will replace the content there and put this one there. So this is a way to put a word inside a file. So if I say echo hello Linux, it will echo this. But once I, put this inside a file, that means I'm saying greater than file2.txt, I'm putting this inside a file. So imagine I just say echo hello Linux. Hello Linux. And I don't put it inside this. I just say it will echo us hello Linux. Can you see that? But here, I've echoed it and I've put it inside file2.txt. So let me echo another one. Echo hello Djtconcept. How are you doing? How are you doing? And I press and I close it. Now, if I put this now greater than and I say file3.txt, what will happen is that it will echo this thing inside this file3.txt. So it won't show. So it's correctly inside the file3.txt. So let us list all of the files that we have now. LS to list. We can see we have file1.txt, file2.txt, file3.txt. Then we have all of these other things that we had before. I hope you're getting there. Inside file1.txt now, we have been able to we have file1.txt. Inside file2.txt, we put hello Linux. Inside file3.txt, we put hello Djtconcept. How are you doing? So that is it. Then the last one, I've said last. Okay, this is the very, very last one we'll do today now. Echo hidden file So now what I want to do is hidden file. This is hidden file. So if I just echo hidden file like this, it will bring out hidden file. If I just do it like this, bring out hidden file. But that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is I'll echo hidden file. I want to put it inside. I'm using the greater than sign inside hidden file. So to put inside hidden file, just use the word. To put inside hidden file, use the word dot hidden file. Dot hidden file. Then press enter. Yeah, it's correct. So it didn't make out anything. So what this means is it creates a hidden file. In Linux, any file or directory that starts with dot is considered hidden. So any file that starts with dot is considered hidden. So if I use echo hidden file, then I'm transferring to dot hidden file. This dot hidden file is considered as hidden. That's why I show on the show. So if I list all my files, you can see file 1.txt, file 2.txt, file 3.txt, but this hidden file is not showing. Yeah, because it's an hidden file. So this is going to be hidden rather. It's going to be hidden. Anything like this is hidden in Linux. So I believe we've been able to start off. Just a summary of what we've done. We started off with the word echo, which means to echo something out to the screen, to bring out something to the screen. Then we moved on to it said echo Djtconcept, which was what we did first. And we said be careful of this case because it is case sensitive. Linux is case sensitive. Don't use capital letter, use small letters. Next thing we said was ID. ID is more like your own unique ID. Then we talked about group ID. We talked about all the groups you're a member of, GID and groups. We talked about ID roots, which is like the super user root or administrator of the system. We talked about sudo. Sudo is more like a super user, and it is important when you are trying to install an application. To install an application, use the word sudo, then apt, that's the package manager, apt, then you can do install. But we started with update. Why? Because we want to update the system, the Linux system. Then after that, we did sudo apt install. Then we installed nmap. So we intentionally made a mistake where we use sudo install. We didn't put apt. So without apt, it's not going to work. It has to be sudo, then apt, that's the package manager, then install. Then we went down to the file system where we talk about pwd, present working directory, where it is displaying your current location. We can also go back to the home file by using echo, then use that symbol, not symbol. Then we can use ls to list all of the files and directories in your current working directory. ls, then we use cd dot means to go up or go above. So cd is to change your directory. Then we talked a little bit about creating a file. Touch is to create a file. Touch command is to create a file. And then hidden file too is using with the word dot. I think those are the basic things we discussed today. All right, so thank you for joining this class, and then join me in the next class. This is the part 1. We'll keep moving little by little until we're able to understand fully Linux.